Right here with Mr. Finch. I will let him introduce himself. Welcome, sir.
And good afternoon to you. And that will be Mr. Jane and Finch. And that's the name of two important streets in the neighborhood here that have had a bad reputation up until I arrived in 1994 into the Jane Finch era to deal with that issue. Up until then, it's had a bad reputation over the years until Mr. Jane and Finch, the movie documentary, is now making international waves about where it's going.
So, can you tell us more about this event, particularly today's event? What's your take home about the event? What did you like about the event?
It's a very powerful event that happened today. I was a major principal in this event that took place today, and I've been in the community from 1994. I came with a particular purpose and mission, which was to kind of help to sanitize the image of a very negative image that Jane Finch had in the minds of many, including the local community itself. And so, with respect in particular to today's event, this was a futsal, F-U-T-S-A-L event that was put on by a gentleman named Johnson Luiga, L-U-Y-I-G-A. He's originally from Uganda. And Johnson was introduced to me a few months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, maybe 3 months. And he was introduced by Mr. Alex Addo, who is well known in this area, a young person of Ghana. Well, he's not that young. Alex is in his mid-40s now. And he's a major coach in this area. And Alex thought that Johnson should come and meet me since he wanted to come and develop some indoor soccer facilities and skills here in the area. And so that introduction brought about today's happening. As a result of Johnson being brought to me, I connected him to many resources areas, including York University, where this event was staged today. We're at the Tate McKenzie building, right across from the Black Creek Pioneer Station. And this was a tremendously rewarding day. We had a large outpouring of community support, but the principal elements was the police coming out in great strength and numbers with much enthusiasm and interacting with the community, playing soccer, indoor soccer, or as it's called, futsal. And there was a lot of children and youth, mainly from the Tomogo group, T-A-M-O-G-O. Tomogo is a group that was founded out of the JFCCO, the Jane Finch Concerned Citizens Organization. And because one of the principals, Alicia Jam, they came to me with the idea in about April of last year and saw we were dealing with a lot of immigrants who were coming into the country. And she thought, why don't we just go ahead and organize a particular group specializing in that? So what you saw today, I agreed to that, and we have to bring it about. And JFCCO is the main orchestrator of that activity. And consequently, we had this magnificent event here where we had the Honorable Juby Scroll, we had the gentleman, the MP from Western area, York Western, Faisal Hassan here. We had the local MPP, Tom Rakuchevic here. And it was, each one spoke so positively of the kind of presence and the dynamic of the area, the activities happening in the space. It was so beautiful to see the Honorable Judy Scroll taking an active part in the activities and events that were happening. As the opening ceremony, she participated in the jump up and dance around the space with music. We had the great I Noah performing to a very receptive audience. It was wonderful to see the children interacting at all levels and seemingly having an enjoyable time in this facility. Peace and harmony reigned, but excitement and fulfillment was majestic.
So, you earlier spoke about this community having a bad reputation, the Jane and Finch area. And now that you spoke about people coming together to just support the initiative of, people coming together and the fact that we are supporting Black History Month, do you think the people will be vigilant to take up these opportunities that are availed by the police and, representatives from the parliament? Do you think it's something that people are interested in, or they just,
Wonderful question, and it's one that resonates with me very well. Jane Finch is in the process of gentrification. And the dynamics of that is that social reorganization, societal reorganization in this area is going to come about very rapidly. And there are infrastructural changes that have happened here in the last 10 years, let's say last 6 years. Among them, a new subway running from Dungsview all the way to Vaughan. And of course, we have LRT, light rail transit on Finch, that will literally transform everything that's going on here. But a big part of that is Metrolinx, the massive transit organization that is now managing a billion-dollar enterprise that's setting up a headquarters and maintenance resource area at the intersection of Jane and Finch. And so that kind of impact in the area has really transformed how people view it. People are interested in it now from the point of view of the potential in the area. And the fact that, why? Yes, sorry about that. There was a bit of an interruption there. But essentially what's going on right now is that there's a transformative process happening. Futsal coming to this area, I am supporting Mr. Luiga with this concept because he's going through a legal, political battle for the title and the use of that. And as an independent organization, independent of FIFA, that's the international football governing body, this is an independent organization of its own, and he's the president, Canadian president. So it's really important that I provide that community support, which is what I've been doing. The coming together of these respective communities has been phenomenal. We've brought so many people together here. The young, the children, the youth, the younger and older adults, and this York University itself, the Tate Mackenzie building, they came out in such magnificent effort, coordinating and supporting and providing the facility, and it was used to the optimum today. And I think the greatest impact is that this brought harmony to the community, one with the police and the community members interacting in a manner. And thanks to Elisa, who is the new inspector there, very warm and charming. And she had tons of our officers here today participating in all the activities. And there was a wonderful and very enlightening atmosphere in which anybody seems to be relaxed and having fun in the Jane Finch.
Thank you so much for, this information. Thank you so much for the wealth of information that you've, availed to Johnson Luiga. We really, really appreciate your presence. We appreciate your input. And thank you for, having us and speaking to us. It was nice meeting you.
I gave you some additional pieces. You can
choose
to leave this out or not. But let me cement it by saying that I came to the Jane Finch in 1994. At the invitation of a person called Mrs. Linda Morroway, who founded the organization in 1978. That's a long time before a lot of people were born. And so that organization is now called Jane Finch Concerned Citizens Organization. At that time, she was inviting the public to support a move she was making to take 5 youth from the Jane Finch and Toronto and 5 from Jamaica to Ghana in West Africa. And I thought that was such a novel idea. I called her, made contact with her. We came together in 1994. I've been here ever since. She left the organization by 1999. I've been running it ever since. We took 5 youth from here, 5 from Jamaica, and we paid their way to Ghana in West Africa in 1997. And that became a powerful event, launching the Jane Finch on an international stage and JFCCO, the organization. So from there on, fast-tracked from a negative atmosphere to everything that I've done in the Jane Finch, including connecting the university to the community, to the TD Community Engagement Center now at the Yorkgate Mall. I was responsible for that coming into being. And that's one of the many things that JFCCO has done and that I have done in the area that cements my legacy in the area. But then the Toronto Star, it was that called me Mr. Jane and Finch on a major front page article in 2012. And since then, the documentary that has been made called Mr. Jane and Finch, launched by Oya Productions, Alison Duke and Gadi Conte George, that is now taken on a life of its own. It was shown in the film festival last year in 2019 and was a major success, sold out. And from that, I just came back from an invitation in Nunavut, our most northernmost province, and spent 3 days there. They invited me up there, and they launched Mr. Jane and Finch. And Jane and Finch was introduced to Nunavut with a greeting coming back from the Minister of Culture, Heritage and Education to the province of Ontario and to the city of Toronto, but particularly to Jane Finch people. And now I'm taking Jane and Finch and Mr. Jane and Finch to the state of Georgia in the United States. I'm leaving on the 25th. The Canadian government is paying my way down there to support discussions around this movie and its impact on the community. And so Jane Finch is now an international and improved name because of Mr. Jane Finch.
Wow. Thank you so much.